Hey, what's up? This is entitled Philosophy 2. If you get a chance on YouTube, check out my Philosophy 1. Apologize for the lighting. Coincidentally, it was bad lighting last time I did that one too, but the light broke on our fan, so it's gonna try. It is what it is. So anyway, I got the core basis of philosophy. Why am I here? What purpose do I serve? What role do I play on Earth? And how do I view my environment or society? Is there a God? Is there a reason for me being here at this point of time? And is there a reason why I live where I live, or is it just random? Anytime you analyze, I wrote here, things in self, nature, creation, and environment, government, society, and societal and social structures, you're engaging in philosophical thought. When you express your views, you're philosophizing. When you attach specific areas of study or with label of study, then you could be engaging in things like sociology, theology, psychology, biology, economics, mathematics, science, political science, and even anatomy. They all were, in one way or another, they were philosophically looked at. Philosophy has always been from scratch thinking, then layered on with other bases in society, religion, or scientific. Different types of philosophy. You have utilitarianism. Basically, it's like a moralism. Good is pleasure. Good is good, and then anything bad is evil, or anything painful or bad is bad. That type of thinking. And then you have stoicism, which is kind of the opposite. It's kind of like a pain is good. You experience life through suffering. You get a better experience through life. And then you have hedonism, which is kind of like I skipped one. Pragmatism, which is like everything, truths and everything are looked at on a practical basis. Anything that you can, I guess, sort of philosophically or scientifically prove, or things that ideas and things that have a practical usage. You see a lot of that through like imperialism, through leaders and things like that. That type of philosophy. And hedonism is almost sort of like utilitarianism, except for hedonism is basically pleasure is good, and pain is evil. So it's like the pursuit of pleasure, or kind of eat, drink, and chill, and be merry, and enjoy life through pleasure seeking, kind of thing. And then existentialism. I can't even say it. Existentialism is basically through another type of moral thing. Through things like it looks at divinity. Things that is there a divine reason why things are the way they are, fate, and it looks at things that a focus of it must have a purpose or reason or purpose for existing. Existentialism. So also a lot of good philosophy, or any type of good teaching or philosophy, asks questions. So famously, Socrates. You have the Socratic. And I can't. This down chair is really putting my ass asleep. So you have my butt asleep. So you have the Socratic method, basically, getting people to look at themselves, engaging in questions, and bringing the knowledge of something or of themselves out of that individual through questions. So you have the Socratic method, known from Plato. Everything we know about Socrates, from Plato. Plato is known for for forms of things. Ideas had forms, not just ideas, but things as a whole, actualization of things, forms. He was known for that. Jesus also, or Yeshua, Jesus said, who do you say that I am? In Christianity, it's belief that Jesus had divinity, and then a lot of Orthodox Jews are still looking for a Messiah, and then as far as monotheism goes, and then of course you also have Islam, which they embrace Jesus as a teacher, and Christianity embraces Jesus as being a teacher and having divinity, and then Orthodox Jews are still looking for a Messiah to come. But anyway, Kierkegaard was known as the Christian, and John Paul Sartre was known as the atheist. So anybody can be a philosopher. Whether you believe in God or you're an atheist, you have a certain level of that. You don't have to have some degree or level of education to be a philosopher or to philosophize or to have a philosophy. It's just a way of thinking. Whenever you analyze something or analyzing, then you're engaging in philosophical thinking, and whenever you express those views or whatever, whether politically or society or government or belief, your belief in God or personal belief in God, your life, your reasons for whenever you express things that happen in society, usually politically or environmentally or economically or through social things, then you're philosophizing about whatever thing that you're talking about. So Nietzsche was known as the anti-philosopher. I'm not going to get into too much of that, but he was basically a writer. So he's known as he was I say he was an agnostic, but a lot of people say he was an atheist. I'll say that that he was possibly agnostic, which means that that he didn't personally believe in God, but he believed in a possibility. He could have been atheist, most likely, but I believe that there's a possibility he might have been agnostic. I don't know. Okay, so skipping. Sophists were known as whatever group of, like the Greeks, whatever group of wise people that were considered wise. Sophists were supposed to be the ones who were up on things. Philosophers were kind of separate in their own category or own clique or whatever from the government, and Greece for a long time was all about establishing government before they had states. So when they established states, philosophers were sort of outside observers of that, but Sophists were always kind of pious, and I guess thought they were all that, So Eastern versus Western philosophy, it's a different type, of point of view, like Confucius or Confucianism, Confucianism, and Lao Tzu's Taoism kind of differs from Western philosophy, like Rene Descartes, with cognitive ergo sum, or I think therefore I am, and I think I exist, therefore I must exist because I can think, and I think, therefore I am, I exist because I can think, and I think I exist, so I exist. And that kind of thing, and then Voltaire, and John Locke. But some of these were really, like writers, or like David Hume was really, an essayist. So was John Locke, but they were kind of lump summed in a philosophical category. David Hume was, another British dude like John Locke was, and he just kind of mostly, he would write satires and things like that, but he was mostly known for his philosophical views on government and that sort of stuff, and understanding of man's existence and government and that sort of thing. So then you have logic, system of logic, through P, and therefore Q, and P, arrow. Oh, come on, I'm at a blank. P, arrow Q, therefore T. The logic. Euler's circle, premises, arguments. Logic, truth tables. And then you have a whole category of ethics, and then you have a whole category of logic. You also have a whole category of ethics, and philosophy. But and then religion, science, and philosophy were all lumped sum together. We're all practice. We're not really separate from another, or sort of thought to be connected to one another. And then they became, the word university comes from universe. You had other schools, separate schools, like you had they would teach their apprenticeship and things like that. But when they created university, it was like a study of all things. Religion, science, philosophy were all studied together, and no exclusion until exclusions were made, mostly because of wrongness. The exclusions were made because of wrongness, things that were proven to be wrong or incorrect. Like Aristotle, and Galileo, Isaac Newton proved that. Aristotle was wrong about certain things, and contradictions of the Catholic Church was punishable by prison and death. Moralists. This is just my quote. I just kind of added: moralists without proper facts, better yet, leaders without love, moralists, better yet, leaders without proper facts and love can be dangerous. And so basically, that if you proved them wrong, and contradicted the Catholic Church, is that you could die or punishable by harsh prison or death. So moralists without, so then you had, a separate, from the Catholic Church, to get in, not to get too much into religious stuff, but, Martin Luther, is separated from, Lutheranism, and then you have Pentecostalism that came later, through apostolic and all that, and Baptist, Presbyterian, etc., and whatever, so different branches kind of happened over time, for different reasons. I thought I had something else to add. In modern times, anyone with any views of society or could be considered a political leader or whatever, or a religious leader or a political leader. Martin Luther King could be considered a philosopher. Gandhi, Malcolm X, JFK, and also going back, Abraham Lincoln. Anytime you have views and you express those views and you put them out there, that's philosophy. Also. So anyway, I gotta go. Peace. Bye.